Video editing is another form of language. It's about telling a story visually in the most powerful and captivating manner, along with music and sound design. Music will be half or even more than half of the victory.
Herewith I give to you
my love and devotion,
so long as we both shall live. Put it on Jock's finger and repeat after me. Kiki, do you love me?
Okay, let's begin by introducing the three different types of couples that you might be faced with when it comes to music and their choices for their wedding trailer. The first group of couples will choose two songs for their wedding trailer, a slow one for the getting ready footage and a fast one for the party footage. The second group of couples will choose only one song. If lucky enough, hopefully they will choose something that has a wide range of tempos and acoustics, which will give you enough room to work with the three acts of the trailer: the beginning, the middle, and the end. And the third group of couples will leave the choice up to the editor. That can be a little tricky, sometimes a bit scary, definitely time consuming, but also an opportunity to be creative. One of the biggest challenges that you're going to face as a video editor is controlling the music. Have you ever been in a situation where the music was just not long enough or short enough? Most upcoming new editors use a lot of crossfades between cues to move from a small section to the bigger section of the music, or they use them to extend or shrink a music track. That is not a practical way of cutting down or manipulating a music cue. You need to learn how to follow the measures and the main beats, which will make your audio editing more efficient and effective. Now, we will take a 3 minutes and 43 seconds music cue and cut it down to fit the 2 minutes mark. The goal here is to condense this music track in a way that feels part of the original soundtrack, containing some of the major sections: the intro, a build-up, and a climax. The first thing you need to do is to mark the main beats of the music. Markers will guide you visually later on in your editing process while you are adjusting and editing your music track. You can do this by selecting the audio track on your timeline and hitting the letter M on your keyboard every time you want to add a marker on the main beat. And if you double click on it, you can even choose the color for the marker. You should end up with something like this. I also took the time and changed the color on some of the markers to the color red so I can visually see where the new instruments are being introduced or removed from the music. Now we are ready to begin adjusting and cutting down the music. I want to begin by saying that it's important for us to spot all the different sections of the music that we may want to modify later on. With that being said, let's play the music and listen to some of the sections. Okay, that's our intro. Let's skip some of this section. Okay, this section right here, it's part of the intro, but with the new instrument being introduced to the cue. And if I were to guess, it's a violin. Now, this small section right here, by the thickness of it, you can visually determine that some of the instruments have been removed. And this section, which looks like the chorus. Pretty cool. And again, this is one of the small sections of the music. You can mostly hear the melody of the music. You can spot right away that some of the instruments such as drums have been removed from this section. And this looks like the bigger version of the chorus. All the instruments coming back together for the final moment. Now this is yet another small section of the music. Basically, the resolution of the music. Okay, great. Now, when you just simply want to reduce the length of the music, the easiest way is to remove one of the sections of the chorus. Since we have two of them, we don't really need both of them. I'm going to remove the small version of the chorus and keep the bigger version of the chorus. So what you want to do is cut on the main beat right before you hear the chorus. In this case, this is the main beat right here, the down beat, which I have marked red. So I'm going to make my first cut right here and my second cut right here, which again is the main beat of the chorus. And now we can remove this section entirely. Have a listen to it. That sounds pretty good. You wouldn't even know that it was adjusted. Now the intro of the music is a lot longer than the chorus. So what you can do is remove some of the repetitive sections of the intro. I can keep this part of the intro and make my first cut right here on this main beat, where I can visually see by the red marker that the new instrument is being introduced right after this marker. And if I remember correctly, it's a violin. Yep, that's correct. I personally like this section a lot. So I'm going to make my first cut right here and my second cut right here. Now I can remove this section right here. And let's see the results. Okay, great. We adjusted the music in a way that feels part of the original soundtrack. It still has all the major sections of the music: intro, a build-up, climax, and resolution. The difference between these two tracks is the duration. Our version is about 2 minutes shorter than the original. Now, let's talk about stopping and restarting the music. What is a music stop and why would you want to use it in your trailer? A music stop indicates something important is about to be shown or said. It's a good technique to use to control the pacing of your trailer and also to guide your audience to something that you want them to focus on. Weddings or events, and you will want to showcase some of those events in your trailer and make those moments shine. One way to do this is to stop the music and showcase a powerful line or scene. This will draw the viewer's attention to something specific that you want them to focus on.
Love you in all forms, now and forever. And no matter what challenges might carry us apart, we'll always find a way back to each other.
Soraya, with this ring I marry you.
Think about the happiness you're feeling right now. Let it really register in every cell of your body.
My loving heart and my eternal soul.
My loving heart and my eternal soul.
When you realize you've made a mistake, take immediate steps to correct it. Remember, the best relationship is one in which your love for each other exceeds your need for each other.
Now imagine if you had to showcase this moment somewhere in your trailer.
Kevin, I got a few words of a little practical advice. Happy wife, happy life.
So for you to do that, it will require you to stop the music in a natural way. One way to do this is with the last beat of the music, which we placed it right above it. Now sometimes the last bit of the music works. If not, then sound effects are a good option to rely on. For this particular case, we place an additional sound effect that is called suckback to smoothen the transition a bit more. This sound effect is good to be used if you want to stop the music abruptly. Have a look at it.
Kevin, I got a few words of a little practical advice. Happy wife, happy life.
Okay, great. Now, how do we restore the music again in a way that feels part of the original soundtrack? One way to do this, again, is by using the last bit of the music. Only this time, I'm just going to reverse the cue to bring back the music. This will give us a nice and a smooth build-up to the music. And to perfect it, we added an additional sound effect, which again is the suckback, to give us a small boost before we hear the music. Now have a look at the entire piece.
Kevin, I got a few words of a little practical advice. Happy wife, happy life.
Okay, great. This is just one way to stop and restore the music. Now let me introduce you to some of the most common sound effects. Cymbal swell, suckback, rises, hits, whooshes, and all other interesting sounds that can be used from project to project. Now the fun starts when you start combining them. A whoosh plus hit. It's a great way to start a music. To stop a music, accent and graphic, and here is a combination of different sound effects. Almost any experienced video editor will tell you that music will either make or break your trailer.
I now pronounce them man and wife in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Jock, you may kiss your bride.
Goodbye for now.